I hope you're all doing well. Got another crossout video for us today, guys. Now, in today's video, we're going to be going over a bit of good news in crossout in that assemblers are finally actually pretty good now. And when I say pretty good, I mean they're really, really good, actually. I've been playing with this build today. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to run assemblers, but we're just stacking the damage as much as they go. So the nice thing about assemblers is that they're energy weapons, and you can buff energy weapons quite a bit in this game. So firstly, we've got a Jackie. That's an extra 15% damage straight across the board, which is obviously really, really good. Secondly, we've got the Quantum Carbon. Now, Quantum Carbon, if you don't take damage for 4 seconds, you get 25% boost to your damage, which is pretty huge, obviously. And it synergizes really well with the build because you're a lightweight hover. You're not meant to take damage. You're meant to peek in and out, so it's kind of perfect. So that's another 25%. And finally, we've got a co-driver Hertz. Now, for those who don't know, the Hertz co-driver, you will get 30% bonus damage to every weapon, carbine, and movement part that you hit. So if you stack all of these together, that means you can get 70% additional damage on these assemblers, which is pretty insane. The reason why this build works so well, or the guns and the combination works so well, is because it all synergizes perfectly with each other. So in yesterday's video, for example, we were going over the Chairons. Now, the Chairons do not synergize well in just with their perk and their playstyle. For example, they are a legendary Scorpion, and you would play it normally like a Scorpion, whereby you will shoot at weapons, you will shoot at explosive parts, and you will shoot at frames, stuff like that. Problem with the Cheiron is it doesn't do that much damage, and it doesn't have that much pen, so you can't really get to those soft spots like a Scorpion can. Also, if you do use it like a Scorpion, you are basically wasting your perk, because if you're shooting at weapons and frames and movement parts, and then your perk damages the carbon once in a while, it's just pointless damage, essentially, it's wasted perk. But the perfect thing about assemblers in this setup at the moment is that they all synergize perfectly well with each other. So the assemblers have really good damage, but they don't have much penetration. As you can see, it's only 50%, which means that basically assemblers are really good against single target pieces, whereby you don't need to go through multiple parts of armor. So, for example, enemy guns and enemy carbine, stuff like that, single pieces of the enemy's build. Now, you can hit those pieces really reliably on assemblers because the projectile speed is very high. Also, the single target damage synergizes incredibly well with the Hertz because the Hertz is only additional damage to the weapons, the carbine, and the guns. So, in an assembler, you can focus out your enemy's guns or carbine most of the time and do a lot of damage. I've been using it today, and for example, I was using the Chairons yesterday, and about half of the games that I played, I ended up using in the video just because most of them were crap because the Chairons just didn't do anything. But with the assemblers, I think I played 7 games in this today and used 6 of the games as footage just because everyone went so well, and yeah, they're really good guys to the point where if you are looking for a ranged legendary weapon to go on a lightweight hover like this is probably the second best legendary in the entire game for something like that. The only way you're going to get something better, like a long range legendary weapon that's better than an assembler, would be a Athena. But the problem with Athena is that they are over 6 times as expensive as an assembler right here. So on the PlayStation market right now, assemblers are about 2,000 coins, just over. Athenas are 13,000. So if you're looking for a cheaper alternative to an Athena, the assemblers are like really, really strong. They're really, really nice. So in terms of how they play, I'll go over it actually, just for ease of use. So you've got 2 ways to shoot the Athena. Basically, the assembler, sorry. The longer you hold down the trigger, essentially, the more damage you get. So as you can see, if you don't shoot, it will sort of overheat, basically. So if you hold it down for as long as it can, with the Quantum Carbine, you do 900 damage. Now, bear in mind, that's not counting the Hertz. You can get an additional 30% from the Hertz, so I'll put up the wall. Nearly 1,200 if potential damage from a single shot, which is pretty insane. Or you can also just wait till it charges a bit and just let it go whenever you want. In which case you get in about 360 to 400 damage just like this. Which makes it a really good gun. Like for example, what you can do is you can cloak up with a Yeti and sneak up on someone. If they don't know you're there and you can wait with the shot, essentially, you can charge up as long as you want. And like that, you got like 900 damage. Then if someone pushes you, say someone's close, you can just wait till you're like this. And you get really good DPS. Like, for example, see how high we can get. See, almost 3,000 damage from a ranged reload weapon. And bear in mind, this is, you meant to play this at like maximum range, like a scorpion, you know? Okay, yeah, a bit of a cut off there, guys. Sorry, there's a really loud noise in the background, so I had to cut it. But yeah, like I said, we've got the usual 5 or 6 games just to show out how good these guns are, and we'll jump into them now, and I hope you all enjoy. Okay, first game in the assemblers. Now, like I said in the intro, these, on paper at least, should do better than the Karens, which I've been told is how you pronounce it, is Karen, which is ironic. The reason it should do better at least, is because it actually synergizes. I always do intros when stuff starts going off, basically. Hey, please, I need, please. Oh, nice. Yeah, so the reason it synergizes is for, main reason, for some of one off, is because it does a lot of single target damage, these guns, but they don't have much pen. Basically means you're heavily encouraged to shoot at single pieces, like weapons and carbines, because there's nothing to pen in that situation, so you don't get penalized, you know? So that's nice, you shoot a weapon and carbines in this gun, but then you've also got hurts. Now, the hurt stacks when you shoot at weapons and carbines also, so there's just more synergy involved. It's a lot better than, say, a Karen, whereby it's a legendary scorpion, so you play it like a legendary scorpion with the pen, but then the perk damage is carbine, which you're not even shooting at anyway, so it just doesn't make any sense, you know? But the assemblers, they synergize, makes sense. What? Please. Oh yeah, they're doing really well, really. What is that? Is that a strip? No. Yeah, really, like I said, good single target damage. As long as you use it how you're supposed to, shooting at weapons and cards, sorted. You know, I have played a single match in this thing, and I already prefer it to the K-runs. Like, instantly. Because you can feel that it synergizes well straight away, you know? It's like, okay, so we do really good single target damage. We've got really high projectile speed. We've got pretty decent Dura, considering, like, you know, the mass of the thing. Damn it. So I get the talking. I'm amazed I didn't lose that gun there. Wait a minute. Oh no, never mind. I thought I was... When I saw Mighty, I thought that was Mighty God Ra. Like, there's no way he's back into the game. Yeah, that's 450 damage to that guy's guns. I lost my cloak though, because I'm an idiot. Ooh, dog. There goes a gun. Really, Captain? Let me go. There goes a gun. Oh, hell is he? I got nervous. Yeah, I knew he was there. There we go. Yeah, these things are really good. Infinitely better than, well, not infinitely, that's dramatic. Significantly better than the Kirans I was playing yesterday. I haven't got my aim in yet. Okay, right, as I was trying to say last game before I got straight into the fight. Yeah, so we've got... Oh, there's no way. Yeah, there's a guy right here. Okay, no, he changed his mind. That's like, no way this guy's rushing me. I'm just trying to do an intro, mate, please. So yeah, we've got really good single target damage. We've got really good projectile speed. We've got pretty good dura, given the small size of our, like, the small hitbox of our guns. And we've got a lot of ways of stacking damage, which is really good. We've got really good damage on this thing. So we've got a Jackie, for example. We've got a Quantum, which is 25%, which is a big chunk. And we've got Hits when that comes in. Oh yeah, I love this thing already. It feels so good. Oh, yellow. Okay. I was like, oh, it could be a Ripper. It could, nope, no, it's the... Nice. No. Oh, come on. I was so lucky. He got screwed on his own Ripper. Oh my god. Right, as I keep trying to allude, so the damages you can get from this is quite substantial. You can get obviously 15% from the Jackie. That's constant, so that's good. We get 25% from the Quantum when we don't take damage for 4 seconds. But then that's really good because I hover, and it's not meant to take damage anyway, so it synergizes quite well. And then we can get another 30% against weapons and cabins from the Hurts when that kicks in as well. But again, that synergizes because we don't have any pen. We have a lot of single target damage. We are meant to shoot at weapons and cabins. So what's that? 15, 25, and 30. That's an extra 70% damage that we can get against people's weapons and their cabs. Which is amazing. And as you can tell, we get some pretty good DPS too, for the most part. What the hell's wrong with him? Okay, he's just losing all his guns. What's up? Oh, hello. There was a split. There was a second split, I believe. Yep. The third one wants to come off. Tony Agadane. Yeah, nice. As you can see, really good at taking damage. So I think, yeah, this is the 5th game now. And every single match I've played in these so far have been amazing. You can instantly feel that it's better than the K-Ron. Instantly, to be honest. Like, if you're... Because I'm trying to think, if you're looking for a ranged legendary that you can use on a hover, then honestly, I think either assemblers. The only thing that I could beat an assembler. Oh, there's stuff going on again. Hell's that? Is that a bot? No, that's an actual fully mentioned player. Yeah, the only thing I could beat an assembler on like a ranged hover, legendary that is, that's better, that I can think of, is an Athena. But again, you know, Athenas are like 1,000,000 coins or something. And as you can see, they do really good. Which is great, by the way, because when assemblers came into the game, they were terrible, I believe. And most of the reason was because so many things had hits down. Hey? Oh, it's got a... Yeah, it's called Holden. Ow! That was a bot. Yeah, those things are balanced. So yeah, like I was saying, the only thing I think, only legendary that beats, or that is better than these on a hover, probably got to be an Athena. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are we on game number 5? I think this is game number 5, right? I should do a couple more then. But honestly, I've been playing this... Yeah, I can't remember. This is game number 4 or 5. It's gone by quick, is my point, because these guns are really good. So I'm really glad that I fused these and I decided to run them. They feel like so much better to use than the K-runs yesterday. Because the K-run video, for example, that felt like an hour. Oh no, that felt like ages. Yeah. Okay, and this guy's almost good. How are you supposed to survive now, man? There we go. Oh, I didn't know what there was. Okay, last game, man. Yeah, I'm gonna need to... The next Battle for Uranium, I gotta make one of these. They would be pretty great at Battle for Uranium, I think. As long as you don't get hit, of course. Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're looking for like a really good ranged build, a ranged weapon to use on a hover, ranged legendary, and that, you know, doesn't cost 12,000 coins like Athena's, then I definitely pick these up. Because these are pretty cheap, I believe. Only a couple thousand coins, you know. Yeah, I was gonna say, those spooky parties, because I'm gonna send a single shot or so. And that is how you strip a guy. Give me guns, Fina. I love this one. I really love this one. Yeah, these things are great. Especially when you get used to them, which doesn't take too long, to be honest. Let's carve him. Oh, that's painful. What's going on over here, team? Is he dead yet? Okay, and that is it for the assemblers. Like I said, guys, if you're looking for a legendary weapon to use on a light or a long range legendary weapon to use on a hover, then in terms of cost effectiveness, the assemblers are the best weapon in the game. As far as I'm concerned, they're much better than the Chairons. I can't think of anything that would. The only thing that's better than it that I can think of is an Athena, but like I said, Athena 6 times as expensive. So if you're looking for a much cheaper version, I would definitely go for assemblers because I had a lot of fun playing these today. Like yesterday's video, for example, was an absolute headache getting the footage for the Chairons. Today's absolute breeze by comparison because the weapons are like straight away you can just feel they're much stronger, they're much more reliable, to be honest. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and I will catch you for tomorrow's video.